Hello, welcome to Captivating Tales Time, where stories come alive. Get ready to embark on a journey of imagination, adventure, and inspiration.
In a small Nigerian village where dreams often stay dreams, a young girl sat under the mango tree with nothing but books and belief. A name, Kosi, 19, bright and determined. Her mind carried galaxies, her heart carried fire. She didn't just want more, she believed there had to be more. She used to sit under a giant mango tree in her village, legs folded, books spread around her like treasure maps. In her yellow Ankara dress, she read and dreamed while the sun dipped low in the sky. Everything about that place was simple, but inside her, something bold was growing. Now it was time to leave for her scholarship. Her mother held her like she didn't want to let go. Neither of them said much, but their tears did all the speaking. A hug at the bus stop on a dusty red road was the last thread tying her to everything she knew. America greeted her with cold wind and colder stares. Snow replaced sunshine. Her coat barely kept the wind out, but she held tight to her luggage and her courage. Everything smelled different, sounded different. She was in a new world. In class, she sat quietly, unsure of everything. Students around her tapped away on laptops, speaking in accents she barely understood. She tried to focus, but the words seemed to float over her head like clouds she couldn't catch. Even lunch was unfamiliar. She stared at the tray of food, not knowing what to do with half of it. Everyone else was chatting, laughing, belonging. She felt like she was watching life from the outside. At night, she sat by her dorm window, a blanket wrapped tight around her shoulders. Her breath fogged the glass as she watched snow fall under the moonlight. It was beautiful and lonely. Her heart sank when she got her first quiz back. A red D stared at her like it had something to prove. She wanted to cry. She wanted to give up, but she didn't. Instead, she remembered running barefoot down dusty village paths, chasing laughter with her siblings. That girl hadn't known the world could be so hard, but she had known joy. So Kosi stayed up late in the library, pages open all around her, eyes heavy but determined. She studied until the words stopped feeling foreign, until she started to believe she could keep going. Still, the pain lingered. So she reached out. She sat across from a warm, kind counselor who listened as Kosi tried to explain everything she felt. It was hard, but speaking the truth made room for healing. Back in her room, she began to write. In her journal, she poured out every thought, every fear. A small photo of her mother sat behind her, always watching. A sticky note above her desk read, I am enough. Slowly, things began to shift.
I'm enough. I belong here. I'm
She
not
walked through
alone.
campus with new friends from different countries. They joked, laughed, shared snacks, and made her feel like she belonged somewhere again. Then came cultural night. Kosi wore a stunning red and gold Ankara gown and stepped onto stage with so much confidence. She told a story, not just the good parts, but the hard ones too.
I'm more than my accent. I'm more than me. I'm every version of myself that
And
never
the
gave up.
audience clapped like they saw her for the very first time. Soon, it was her turn to help others. She stood at the whiteboard, explaining chemistry to classmates who leaned in to listen. Her voice was steady. She wasn't just surviving now, she was shining. The day she passed a tough exam with an A plus, she couldn't stop smiling. She danced right there in the cold breeze, a paper in her hand and freedom in her chest. Winter came again, this time with celebration. Kosi wore a black gown and an Ankara stole that told the world where she came from. Snow drifted softly around her as she held her diploma. She had done it. She found her professor in the crowd and hugged her tight. She had seen her journey from start to finish, and in her arms, she felt every moment of it was worth it. Later, she called home. On the other side of the screen, under that same mango tree, her mother answered. Two different words, one unbreakable bond. Their smiles said everything. Now, she stands tall in front of a great university building. She knows who she is. And as she walks down a quiet tree-lined path, sunlight streaming through the leaves, you can see it. She's no longer trying to find her place. She's become it. Kosi, born in a village, tested by distance, transformed by courage, a world away, and yet always destined to shine.
Subscribe for more powerful stories.